presents. No, not presents like that awesome sweater Grandma gave you last year for Christmas. We're talking about God's presence. At Christmas, we celebrate Jesus as Emmanuel, God with us. Because of what Jesus came to do and what he accomplished on the cross, you and I, if we're followers of Jesus, have the privilege of entering into the presence of God himself. What does that look like? What does being in the presence of God prompt us to do? And how can you enter into the presence of God? Let's hear what Christine has to say about that.
My name is Christine Heflin. I've been attending Radiant Life for about 4 years now. I'm a change maker. I work with the Next Steps Experience team, Guest Central, and I'm also on the prayer team here at the church. One of the things about 2020 and experiencing God's presence, it started off real big for me, my first mission trip in January, and really I felt led to that through doing Next Steps for a couple of years. I've always given to different mission trips and asked people and sponsored, and I was really blessed to be able to go in January 2020 and really be the hands and feet of Jesus on the ground in Haiti. And I really had some big sweeping moments there where I truly felt God's presence, whether it was in nature or the people around or the things that we were doing. But what was really special to me was that time of just focused prayer with the group that I was with. We were able to share with each other, pray with each other, pray over the experiences that we were having. And it was just a really focused week of prayer and then just being on the ground. I saw a sign that said, "Go and do," and that kind of stuck with me. And I thought, what can I do when I come back home? How can I go and do through Radiant Life Church and here in Sturgis? One of the ways that I do that is by being on the prayer team, continuing to pray with the prayer team over the services. I was able to reach out to different friend groups because we weren't seeing each other. We were texting in texting groups and actually prayed with friends through text message or phone calls or Zooms in a way that we hadn't prayed before. If we were together, we'd be doing something else. We'd be coming together to eat or to shop or do the things that friends do together. But because we were separated but able to be connected together, we were able to pray together, and that was just so impactful. And one of the greatest things that God has shown me in this time is all of the times that He's been there with me. I love that I can feel His presence, whether it's out in nature and thanking Him for His creation, whether it's a person that I interact with. It doesn't have to be a big, sweeping, super emotional God moment. I can see the God moments in every little moment. And in my quiet times with God, I am saying, God, here I am. Use me for what you want me to do next. What does that look like? Now it's leading Next Steps. Help me help people discover their shape and what their spiritual gifts are, what they have a heart for. Like I had a heart to serve. Let me help someone see that. Use me, God, I'm your tool. Just starting to look for the presence of God everywhere. It just comes with that peace and stillness of receiving Him and thanking Him and saying, thank you, God, I see you. Personally, I journal a lot, and so it's been really great to have just that little bit of time every day to say, here's what I'm thankful for, here's what I'm praying for, here's where I've been blessed. It's so transformational to go back then and see where God's blessings have been in your life. If you're writing it down and journaling, I go back 3 years ago and think, how did I get through something? I'll look on that date that something happened, and as I sense joy and hope, and that came from God in that moment. So it's your testimony to yourself. It's your way to pray for others. You can see when God has done something in your life, and then just have that hope and expectation and faith that He's going to do it again. And you can share it with others.